Hey everybody, welcome back to Dunrovin Ranch in lovely Lolo, Montana. It was hot, but it's overcast. I normally do the temperature. What do you think it is?
It's about 85 degrees.
About 85 degrees.
It's very breezy out. It's very overcast, so
it's pretty nice.
the sun is it's not hanging over us today.
No, it's pretty good. It's probably good for fruit ripening. So I'm not long suffering today. I am your fun-loving manager, Kelly. And I am very fortunate today to have a guest with me. His name's Dave.
Hi everyone.
You can talk in here.
Hi everyone.
Dave's from Maine.
Yes, state of Maine, Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine. And he's staying with us for a night and a couple days, and he took the river ride, his second trail ride ever.
It's fantastic.
It was fantastic. Who'd you ride?
I rode Rocket.
Okay, we all know Rocket.
Rode Rocket. He was a very good boy, took good care of me.
Good.
Had a very nice, easy ride.
Very nice. Rocket's the man. Yep. So today we're going to talk about the orchard. Now this is our orchard. You can see all the way here and there. You might see that this is electrical tape.
Yes.
Which, by the way, we put up to make it easier to run the horses back and forth. And are you feeling lucky today?
Sure.
Touch it. It's not turned on.
No.
Okay. So one thing we did notice before we get into the orchard is you noticed low bush blueberries.
Correct. Okay.
Out
on our trail ride today, I pointed out to Kelly, in my state, one of the things that I thought was a unique thing that I'd never seen anyplace else in the country were low bush blueberries.
Wild
low bush blueberries, which do ripen at this time of the year. The low bush, as it's described, is a low bush.
Yeah, because you went, there they are.
It's on the ground, and so we're normally looking down at this time of the year. They're all over the place. They're growing in my yard. They're growing on the sides of the road.
Oh, really?
And the uniqueness of the low bush is it is a small blueberry. You will not typically see it in a market.
Okay.
What most folks know is the high bush blueberry, which is a high bush.
Yeah.
And as I noticed, one of the first things I took a hike Saturday in Missoula, I took a day walk and I saw huckleberries.
You
growing.
saw some?
I saw many huckleberries, and
did you grab a bunch?
I did not, because I didn't know what I was eating.
Okay.
And I actually had a couple of folks who passed by me, and I asked them, "Are these high bush blueberries?" And they said, "No, actually, those are huckleberries."
Oh,
bread on sandwiches.
Yes.
A number of different things. Very tasty.
Is it?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I tried
really
it. It's the best.
Ice cream as well. I've had huckleberry ice cream, so yeah, very good.
So we're going to go through, and we might be out of sight here and there, but I'm going to show you the orchard.
Sure.
So let's start here. So when Suzanne and Sterling started this orchard, and there is a wide variety of fruit here, as you can see. And this year looks to be a bumper crop. We've got, if you look around you, the apple trees are laden. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And Suzanne's on the chat and she can correct me. 3 or 4 varieties of apples, I believe. And they're not, I grab one every once in a while and take a bite, even though they're not ready, because I want them to be ready. If you like sour, but they're not ready.
No, it's sour, but
if you were starving,
yeah.
If you were starving, it's edible. Right? And we've got, so we don't really do much with this fruit, by the way. It'll fall to the ground. And what the orchard really is doing is feeding the yellow jacket population of the area, because we'll have tons of yellow jackets when the time comes. So let's go over here, and we're going to look at this pear tree, which is that?
Yeah, gorgeous.
There are a tremendous number of pears, and the branches are literally way down. It's going to be a great year for these. I happen to love these. They're so sweet and so juicy. And as they fall to the ground, before the yellow jackets get them, I grab up as many as I can, and I eat them now, and then I freeze them for the winter.
Sure.
Because, winter.
It's a very unique looking leaf.
Is it?
Shiny. Almost kind of like a rhododendron looking leaf.
Okay. You're good at this, Dave.
Well, I try. I do like to garden.
Oh, you do? Do you have a garden?
I do. Yeah, no, we like to garden. And I've noticed that since I've been here, the flora in Montana is quite similar to what we see in Maine.
Is it?
You know, despite the fact that we're obviously very far apart
Yeah.
from each other, I've seen a lot of the same types of shrubs.
We're both north.
Flowers. I think so. I mean, I think from what I understand, flora is it's really a latitudinal
Yes.
determinant.
Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
So it, you know, a lot of things. You know, just even out in like general landscaping around town when I was in Missoula. A lot of the flowers that were around town and the shrubs were very similar. But I've not seen a pear tree. I mean, certainly these apple trees are very similar to what we see in Maine. But your apples are far past where our apples are so far at this point.
Oh, is that true?
They're just starting to ripen. You know, it's probably about a month behind where you are at.
So really, that's
Despite the fact
interesting.
the blueberries were spot on.
Right.
I mean, we are spot on
Okay.
with what I saw with your blueberries.
Well, we've had a heck of a heat wave, and that could have accelerated things a little bit. So the pear's great. We would love to make pear jam. And now that we have Kate here, Kate is married to James, our tech guy.
Okay.
And she is a baker at Bernice's in Missoula, which is the bakery. So we're going to try to hit her up. Go to Bernice's later today.
Okay.
So this is our pear tree, and I mean, I don't know if you can zoom in, Suzanne, but the branches are just heavy with the fruit.
Very heavy.
It's going to be a big year for these.
So how would you get at the fruit?
What
at the
I
top?
do is I shake the tree.
You shake the tree and you shake.
A lot of them will fall anyway when they're really ripe, and then you grab them before the animals do, and then I just shake.
How, would you have a sense of how old this tree is?
Suzanne will know.
Yeah.
A decade, Suzanne, this particular pear tree? It's a beautiful orchard. They did a really good job spacing everything out. So we're gonna walk, let's walk behind the pear tree and let's look at this one. This is the apricot tree.
Yeah. Oh.
And we're gonna be out of sight a little bit, but we're back here. Look at the apricots on this.
Yes. It's beautiful.
And this didn't have a lot last year, I don't think. This is a good year. And something I just learned is that this tree was planted, I believe it's this one, in honor of not Cool Dude, an animal who had passed.
Oh, okay.
This isn't the one. Suzanne will correct me again.
Okay.
But these are phenomenal when this is a good year for these. They're a little fuzzy. And again, a good shake will bring this right down. Now something also right here is where we turn on the water for these irrigation pipes feed the horse waters. So in the heat of the summer, in a month or so, this is the best job. Here's one that fell. This is the best job because you get to eat the fruit as you fill the waters. So that's the best one. And just continuing on, then we'll talk about the hops later. Do you make beer?
I have before. I haven't. It's been a few years. I do enjoy, but it's a lot of work.
Is it a lot of work?
It is a lot of work. Yeah. It's very scientific. But a lot of work. Oh, look at this beautiful cherry.
Tons of pie cherries.
Goodness.
And even though they're pie cherries,
Fiery red.
fiery red. I've been eating them.
Yeah. Is that pits?
They're still good.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Help yourself. Now you may notice I'm missing a tooth here. That's because I am missing a tooth, but it's going to be returned soon. When I first moved to Washington, 7 years ago. Oh boy, the side of the road. Look, cherries. The pit, the cherry, the tooth.
Oh really?
That's how that happened. Yeah. But aren't these good?
They are good.
And they're
You see
sour,
the
but they're not.
bees- The bees pollinating right there.
Oh.
There's a yellow jacket right on the cherry.
Maybe.
Yep.
Oh, that was a sour one. Oh my God. So birds, of course, get to these before any of us can.
Sure. Okay. Yep.
And good for them. So we're moving on. Some more apples. Lots of apple. That's not bearing fruit right now, but this is. Little ones.
Oh wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yep.
Nature at its finest, really.
And
These are another kind of pear. We're going over here, and these purple pears, I thought they were Asian pears, but they are not. Do you know what they are?
I don't.
They're not quite ready, but this tree is doing better than it did last year as well. Oh, here's a little nest. It's a robin's nest.
Oh, good.
It's an old robin's nest. I'm going to leave it in there. It's quite entrenched. There's nothing in there. Look out! No. And the sprinkler we move all the time to make make sure everything gets enough water. Moving on. Oh, this has one apple. One, and it's, what is that?
State Fair apple,
Fair.
semi-dwarf.
This one's a little soft. I can almost eat that.
Ripened early.
Now this tree, Sterling planted last summer, was it? And we make sure I restaked it so it's upright. And we keep this, obviously, a new growth. We need lots of water. Lots more cherries. I can't help myself. They're not. it's like penance, really. Not. Moving on. Nasty. How was it? Nasty?
Tastes pretty good tonight.
Okay. Now this is a plum. You can see all the plums on this one.
Yep.
And these are spectacular. Sterling is fairly famous around here for his plum liqueur, plum jam. Oh, probably not plum wine, but that would be.
Make plum wine.
And this is another one which I just love these. Now I was told that by a guest that these are the kind of plums you make prunes out of. And they're so good. More apples. I'm wondering if we should, I've been thinking about I should bag up a lot of these apples and maybe take them to Auberge, where we're streaming. I could take them to the food banks because they're just going to fall. August 12th we have our final ranch camp and maybe the kids should pick apples. And then again, more apples, more cherries. You can see all the way back here. The birds already took care of that tree.
What sorts of birds do you find in here that are eating the fruit?
Oh boy, don't ask me, but ask everyone will know.
Yep.
I haven't been as involved in the nest as I have in years past. I've been a little busy, and so we're at a camera range. We're way back. So these hops, as you notice.
Yes.
And we grow these two reasons. They're also medicinal for horses. They're a little bit of a relaxant, actually.
Just the aroma? Or
No eating.
No.
And you probably know that when you try to train a hops bush, it really irritates your skin. Yeah. So we're working on it, but it can be pretty. It's hazardous. It's hazardous duty. I'm pretty sure.
Does it irritate the horse's skin?
Haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
Haven't noticed that. So we'll walk back. Oh, look at there's thousands of apples here. The branches are actually almost breaking here toward the bottom.
A lot of them are falling off already.
Yeah, they are falling off already. Here comes. So then we're gonna get the beef.
Leave some of the weight. Pick some of the ones off the bottom.
Yeah.
To...
You can feel free, Dave.
No, that's good.
You can get. Dave wants to relieve some of the weight on the bottom branches, and I said, "That's awesome. How kind of you." We don't usually make guests work, but you're welcome to. Isn't it nice here? A lot of times when we have weddings here, we have 7 weekends or 6 weekends this year, and a lot of the guests camp out here. Yeah, which is really nice. Let's try another cherry. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I'm punishing myself. Let's try this one. Got a good one. Got a good one. Yeah, don't ingest parasites, Dave. If you know. I'm going to show you. We have raspberries.
Oh.
Which I know are edible because I've been eating them. We're going to walk over here to the garden. And the garden right now is nature has taken over.
Yes, raspberries, another main staple.
Raspberries are a main staple. So they're almost, really they're kind of past.
Yes, they are.
But let's go on in the orchard. These are good.
You have ticks in Montana?
Lots of ticks in Montana. How about you?
Lots of ticks in Maine.
Lots of ticks in Maine.
Yes.
So the strawberries are gone, and the raspberries are pretty past, but you can still find plenty.
And nobody eats these? Nobody?
Not really.
Oh
Okay, we're camping out here for, okay. He's kind of in raspberry heaven right now, so we're going to camp out here for a while and eat these.
Oh my goodness.
Aren't they amazing?
Yep.
I can't believe I don't spend time. Aren't they ridiculous?
Put them on your cereal.
Put them on your cereal, put them in a smoothie. I'm on a smoothie kick right now. A lot of grasshoppers back here. Oh my gosh, everybody, I'm so sorry we're doing this in front of you, because they're really good. So the garden has been a garden, and right now it's just whatever it wants to be. Sometimes if, I know, aren't they, you feel free to hang out here, Dave. Sometimes you can still find some green onions that someone planted,
Yep.
but basically it's just doing its thing. And it would be nice to have someone come in here and do it, really do it. But as you can see, we'd have to really dig it up and really, really start over.
I mean, get some blueberry, low bush blueberry in here with the raspberries.
Get some low bush blue. Okay, that sounds like a plan.
But this will take off. I mean, if you,
This will take, it's taking over already. And we also have some at the other end. So maybe someday they'll meet in the middle. So I should get Sterling. I am going to hit up Sterling for the jam this year.
This is unbelievable.
Dave thinks this is unbelievable. And they're beautiful. Look at the leaf. You can see the leaves turning already. And we haven't.
Raspberry usually blooms in Maine 2 weeks ahead of the blueberry. So this is about right. I mean, because the blueberries that I saw out there were spot. I mean, there's still plenty that are.
All I'm doing is like salivating, going on the microphone. But this could be great. I think this could really be amazing. It's just kind of, imagine the labor. You need equipment. You need heavy equipment.
Yep.
So that's what's growing, and I think what I'll do is the Rumors PDF for this has some gorgeous photos, and I think what I should do is do another broadcast in what, 2 weeks, to really try to eat the food. 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Oh yeah, for the apples.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. And then we have to get Kate to make apples everything. I can make I can make cobblers like no one's business because it's not hard.
Raspberry cobbler.
I don't know, apple, everything. So I don't know. I don't have an earpiece in today. James, believe it or not, James is on to Germany. So I don't have anyone in my ear, but I know that Suzanne can certainly answer much more. Suzanne has much more information on all this than I do. But so this is it. I'm coming back over here toward the center. So this is the orchard. It's pretty heavenly. It's very relaxing. We don't let the horses in here now to graze because they would eat the rotten fruit, which would be very bad for them. They could also start running and break branches and hurt themselves or hurt the trees. So that's what we do here. It's
Very
fun.
cool.
It's very cool.
diverse.
It's really diverse. It all works well together. So I'm not going to keep you anymore.
Thank you. It was fun.
It was fun. show up at a guest ranch and go on camera. So I'm going to say goodbye for today. And our next broadcast is Thursday. And I will be following up, actually, I think this Thursday. This Thursday, actually, is a send-off for two dearly loved things. One, in no particular order, one is the stuffed and mounted osprey that we borrowed for our awesome Osprey School project, where we have a short film about its return to Helena. And I'm going to talk a little bit about ranch hand Wardasani behind her back. Tomorrow evening is her last shift at the ranch. And it's very emotional for her, actually, because she really, really loves it here. But she's going back into teaching. So we'll show a little movie. I'll dish some dirt on her. And then I believe we have training Canner. We have a Mackenzie trains an Arabian we have here,
Oh, wow.
who was a terribly abused and traumatized one. So he does clicker training with him, and it's done really wonders. So without further ado, I'm going to send you back to the chat because I know Suzanne has lots of answers to all your questions. And thanks for joining us here in lovely little Montana. See you later. Say bye, Dave.
Bye. Thank you.